Dotho yela konge padarawa rikbe dorje shaolang shan saraya panen save lama Rinpoche dage jewara pende denyon kadin chembo gone jezon de posum tuk je ngodo zato so ta tanjingaran so ngork padala yoris into capsula that ma montune technologies.
So we stopped this morning in the middle of a song, so we're going to continue from where we left off.
Now I meba serious take you. Namto yene Jimmy Nangaran take you zondi nimi ngani Sawayan take you Majo redo tawa ranik kiranta
Ranik macho redo mepa.
Kuma so some mepa. No,
No, it's so toot my hin. So drug chenna. Jenno.
Now, so to my photo again, yen, mother say now. No one the ye, you are turned some look. Tell an apple of window. Yen, mother say now on the Jimmy. No me in your home tower. Jimmy in the saddle. Tata Tonjon Tonki. Yeme Jeripa. Mount Semki, Nimi. Junchi Tang Talo. Susum Tuba Tower. Jimmy in the Santal. Rang Sem. Rangu Malang. Long Nomto. Rang Sem. Rangu Malang. Long Nomto. Tong Yanchong Tog Sami Chiba. Ranchong Yansem Tong Yasad Chando. Zangdo Tangpu Kanza. Ansay Lesser. Nome Himsha Soyan. Sesam Tondo. Mancho Zembe Tozi. Tony Jishiso. Shendo Tsime Nanju. Chame Gebo. Ledo Nayam. Mambe. Shinaki New Sorjum Mapa Tonke. Rangola Teshi. Tane Jijamendo. Chame the Shoton. Samjum Mapa Tamki. Londe, you know, sure, Nam Samto. Langti, Yendrashik Chene Yendrashik Chene, Junchi Mepe, Mug Jedo Tanyamni, Sejik, Sambe Nanjur, Wansho the Chambo, Kangesong. Kangesone Cheve Kongoni Yeshe Kongoni Yeshe Kanshat Luxe Barway Dorje Neso Kanshat Luxe Barway Dorje Neso Ala Lao Lomju Saboy Loso Kona Pen Chere Nyamnyo Kane Jelushon Konambolo Jepe Zumdang Zumkane Yeshu She. Oh, that's about it. Oh, Telekare song was at the short.
So, the song that we're in the middle of is Terchen Barway Dorje's reply to the song that was submitted to him by his disciple, Trime Loden. And to continue, he writes, "The resolution of the essencelessness of appearances is the external breakthrough of objects. The resolution that thoughts are unborn from the beginning is the internal breakthrough of oneself. Resting freely in the non-duality of subject and object is the secret breakthrough. Unaltered self-awareness, free of hope and fear, is self-illuminating. Appearances cannot stand alone. They are the conditional appearances of the 6 groups. That's the 5 sense consciousnesses and their objects, and the mental consciousness and its objects. Non-existent from the beginning, external appearances are unborn. The past mind is without origin, ground, or root. The present mind is awareness in which seen and seer are indivisible. The future mind is uncertain, free of cessation. As the 3 times complexity is non-existent, mind is without birth or limitation. It is the bad habit of thought that keeps one's mind from knowing itself. We are foolish and infantile when we look outside for the fault within. Mistaking our faults as others casts us into the five poisons abyss. Whoever wants the good is bloated by doubt. Their ceaseless search for delicious meat is spoiled by the salt of reification. A rash view of emptiness is grasping the supreme medicine with unquenchable desire. This old man need do nothing about stillness or movement, the absence of thought or the presence of thought. Hope and fear lie dormant like a dog sniffing in the dark. There is nothing to search for. Search for the searcher. Since there is nothing to do, I've stopped doing anything. There is nothing to think about. Everything is beyond the intellect. You've understood and examined Dharma. You cultivate devotion, generation, and completion ceaselessly. Great Lord of Yogans, you are one-pointedly diligent. In order to please you and gratify your insistent demand, I, Barway Dorje, have written whatever words appeared to me. Alala ho, for the benefit of all disciples newly entering the path, this little song of important points of experience is offered to you all. May you laugh with white smiles of pleasure.
Ketange, Chunum Tamke, Semji Namroti, Semji Ngotong, and so on. They end the capsule of Tandala. So, mistake Soyanda was the thing that was the la. That Semge John Duncan Nello Dam the Mambo Song Wandas. Tisson that was a Gorton Alando. Then around to Chupa thinking Tella. Then Semge, then Nom Tote, that Kona Yangs Mandowala. Then on a song with Nom Tote Sotoke, that Nom Token or the John Tella Yom Mumbake, Kare Chongayana, Tetam Jet, the Mebasone, Debeke Machi, Mount Pagan, Dim Maso. Tatake Shiba Samaka, Imbategi told a yarn, John Tabati Shadake, Karchambori, Tate in the castle ta Tujin Yamne Zongi, Message, Shane Conkin, that take a non chata message on a charging Yamne Nanghinda, Gom Yanghinda, that on the road Shadake, Karchambori, the Yoris, that take it, dig. And Gorgon and that is the Gorman watches when you want us.
The subject of this song is what the third Joan Karmapa Rongjun Dorje was referring to when he said that all things are the play of the mind, and the mind itself does not exist, for its nature is emptiness. The way to actually practice this, the way not to be captured by thoughts, is to look at the nature, directly at the nature of whatever arises in your mind. So when a thought arises, rather than being captured by its content, if you look at its nature, the thought actually gives you an easy opportunity to recognize your mind's nature. In order to do this, however, you have to not do three things. The first thing you have to avoid is prolonging the past, whether it be thinking about the past or prolonging the presence of a thought that has vanished. Second thing is, you have to not beckon the future, which in the coarse sense means thinking about the future, and in the subtle sense means waiting, lying in wait for a thought that hasn't arisen yet. And the third thing is, you have to not conceptualize the present moment of experience. If you can avoid doing those three things in meditation, it will be successful. And these instructions are very important for practitioners in general, particularly for those who are practicing tranquility meditation, and especially for those who are practicing Mahamudra.
He sung the Lara Seji to Tamba Kangi Tula Nyong Sul Nisul Kangi Tula Nisul Shudonji Lopawanis. That in the Jen Song Yom Gasola Seji to Kangi Tola Tangi Sundawat Kande Yiming Nesundawat. Terchen Yata don't be putting on Yatula putting on Allah la Yedin Zolam Bendri Shablandu, Zolam Bendri Tambado,
No.
Zolam Bendri Shablandu, Shadam Denda Top Cutting Coming, Stande Dabuge, Shadam Tachuga Con Kalop Senayaro, Shadam Senayaro. Ta danga tapate tabone ta kadin kome Kunzang Dorje Changi Dogar Jarazo ta kondo zambo chuku Dorje Chang Chembo Ngosola Sini Kona Song Yona King Dogar Jarazo Davata Tenderis Kunzik Lonku Rangsal Jambar Jishini Longjo Dabakoi Rangsal Jambar Shini Toki Yutal Rapa Dundar Jelling Bas, that Dunderling Basania taking Saint Chigri to Dunder Jelling Bam, Kosong Toke, Chictobanda was song.
Nela Jambal Shenyenji, Shanto, Jambal Shenyenji.
Toki Yutal Rapa Dunder Jelling Bam. Contact long current and Jambal Chishini.
Oh, Jambal Shenyen. Oh, Las.
Jambal Chishini. Toki Yutal Rapa Dunder Jelling Bas, Sate taking Saint Chigri.
No.
Ring the Deji, Barway Dorje, the Cheno, Saripandamason, Sangake, Lama Shuba, Saripandama, Senesiori, Tati in the Deji Barway Dorje, Chitan, getting the same capsula. That's some near Dorjin and Bas and Tangarek, several Soya Yordin Della, Chesoso Damba, no Chanjo Symbol Lapa, Sama Naj Tamsi, Somtang Mandrava. Terchen Barway Dorje Tabula, Several Soya Banda, Tetabu Terchen Barway Dorje, the Chenos, Da Langin Tabu, Dosum Jipumbo, Lombo, the Takon, Langin Tabu, and so on. That the Gata Gata
No.
Langin Tabu, Dosum Jipumbos, Dosum Chigong, Dosum Jan. Dosum Yipomo, Sendi, Tondo, Sendi, Tando, Nyingpo, Kachik the Mapar, Sendi, Tando, the Nyingpo Lasa, Kachik the Mapar, Tamcho, Sonam, Chambi Sharap, Tamcho, Sonam, Yeshe, Mari, Tamcho, Sonam, the Kani, the Lechon. La Jio Sadita, Tamcho Sonam.
Tabjo Sonam Dzogchen,
Oh,
Sherabji Yeshe.
that's a lot of Tanathan Yerigmundo.
Alas.
Tamcho Sonam Soki, Sherabji Yeshe, Ngada Kunji Nomshi, Tomato Shani, Maji, Tomi Sali, Kunji. Kunji Ngor, Yim, Taja, Taji, Trigger Rang Jene, Saturn Todango, Ransha Rang, Tam de Hakani.
Rango she Rango tu Rangsha Rango tu
Satong Tota Rango Satong Tota Ngo Rangshat Rangon Ho Rebel
Lari
Satong Sangshat Satong Tota Ngo Rangshat Rangon Ho Nanto Kanshal Satong Jimmy La Tepe Zondi Jimmy Namshi Soto Geslopar Chuko Malam Juma Tabo Yetonchit Mogu Tony Hinji Rangsala Sharwe Dema Nyon Tawa Jimmy Jiranshi Lundup Rangsal Chimbo Chapter Jingo Yeta Rangsal Topa Wasarji Kambor Nemi Jai Tabang Hosam Lona Tamke Yemi Tata Ransarjin Tato Chuni Tagba Wasar Kaing La Temson Jeme Gada Rangdang Nyamyon Je Luchong Cement
Lari
Jetson Yepa Doji Shabron de Polo She Polo Tasso
Las
Tegata in Sanduk
Las
Jema Singed Maro
That's on a dene de Techenge Sunglen
and the Sekiat.
Law Six Shidong dene Six Shidong dene Yang Six Shigil Sunglen Dong de Jalayang Gorjindo. Again, his holy disciple offered a song expressing his certainty. So here, his questions having been answered by Terchen Barway Dorje's response, Trime Loden basically reaffirms his realization or understanding. Alala, which is an expression of delight, I bow to the feet of the noble Lord Jvalavajra. Jvalavajra is the Sanskrit of Barway Dorje. Your kindness in bestowing such instructions or such advice is beyond recompense. You are the dramatic display of Samantabhadra Mahavajradhara, the Dharmakaya, as the Sambhogakaya, the all-seeing Manjushri, his display, Manjushri Mitra, and the exhibition of his mind, Dudun Lingpa, which is another name of Terchen Barway Dorje. Vidyadhara Terchen Barway Dorje, hear me. Referring to him as Vidyadhara points out that Terchen Barway Dorje was what is otherwise called a threefold Vajra holder, a holder of the Pratimoksha, the Bodhisattva vow, and the Samaya vows of secret mantra. I'm a fool like an old bull with only 3 concerns. Now, this is more complex than it seems. Basically, he's just expressing humility. But when he says that he has only 3 concerns, which means eating, defecating, and sleeping, what he's indicating is that he lives a life of the utmost simplicity, which is a good thing. So he puts himself down, but by doing so, he affirms his commitment. I've never for an instant sought fame or position in this life. Through the supreme means, the accumulation of vast merit, and the knowledge that is wisdom, myself has appeared as the thoughtless all-basis consciousness. The all-basis' nature is unborn, thoughtless, and lucid. Without distraction, looker, or looked at, I've cut right through. The self-arisen, lucid, empty, complexity-free nature has recognized itself. By looking at arising thoughts in lucidity emptiness without fixation, the 6 consciousnesses relax. Subject and object are unborn. In the great city of all things like dreams or illusions, devotion, emptiness, and compassion arise of themselves. The unborn nature has been, from the beginning, beyond apprehension, spontaneously all-pervasive or ubiquitous, universal. In the mansion of primordially pure, self-illuminating, perfect, clear light, in the expanse of the non-abiding, unrestricted, pure three aspects, in the ultimate, indestructible, rootless self-illumination, pure Dharmata dissolved into the space of the clear light. This little song of my experience of unborn primordial purity's light is offered to the feet of the noble Lord Shepa Dorje. Shepa Dorje was Jetsun Milarepa's empowerment name or secret name. And so by referring to Terchen Barway Dorje, by that name, he's acknowledging that Terchen Barway Dorje was the reincarnation of Milarepa.
Keme Kadak Gumba. Keme Kadak Gumba in Sando. Keme Kadak Gumba, Yopaya Mai, Mepaya Mai, London Kain Tabo, he song him, Layan Gond Song Sauce, Aho, Ning Ponjo, Tamba to make Loden, Chukun Maji, Jimmy Nello Giranki. Chukun Maji, Jimmy Nello Giranki, don't the god, John Don and the Sando.
No.
Shida, Lago Sound.
No, sir.
Chukun Maji, Jimmy Nello Giranki. Some Tonkin, Nyom, Yusola Kelwa, Tane, Mambu, Chator. Chame to Tane, Conde, Yeshe, Tong, Tang, Donta, Conde, Yeshe, Dota, Zampo, Rang, Tipte, Conde, or Yeshe, Dota, the border, Tipte, Kunzang Dorje Chang, Gonsab Jin Tatu. Nyung Junchi Mepa, Kada Jirangshi, Kada Jirangshi, Wansam Tommy Yum Yoto La Kelwe, Tane, Mambu Chator, Shami to Tangne, Macho Londo, Poje Dan Trabe, Chuku Yinsu Chuchin. Nancha Contajing, Lossi, Chusi, Rime Chapter Jingando, Teme Koyan Nanjur, Chimbo Chu Nyunji, Ki Song, Standela, Penangananso, Hajange, Deba Shogoya, Mandokona, taken Nang, take the Shuya and the Sandals. Manche Hodeta, Lamek Lomala, one and single Nello water, but I was seven Madwe.
No.
Tatende kona ting te sa saponda vorendo take ta teninga ngaranke na ya tatelan rewandam da jam sida le jam do mandula lenje namba ke ya kaga sam je sen shita ha kwa yo mari yena ya ta chenap gre chenap ge chet do la tene kona ma kona ra yin ta kona shoson na legendo.
Then, in response to that song, Terchen Barway Dorje wrote initially one stanza and then a longer song. Rinpoche said these are so profound that I can't even comment on them. It's basically, at this point, we're listening to them for the sake of their blessing. They're not something on which I can really say much. The Guru replied, "The unborn wisdom of primordial purity is not existent. It is not non-existent. It is beyond the intellect, like the expanse of space." Then the Guru sang this song, "Aho, Trime Loden, Holy Son of my heart, the nature of all dharmas is the absence of origination. You have experienced seeing this directly and have relinquished active effort in the transcendence of activity. You've exposed the lie of the superimposition of samsara, nirvana, birth, and death. This is the ultimate profound wisdom of Samantabhadra and Vajradhara. Unceasing naturalness is the primordially pure nature. Unaltered spontaneous perfection is beyond change and the changed. Therefore, in the expanse of the Dharmakaya, all appearances are pure. In the all-pervasive, undifferentiated exhaustion of intellect and dharmas, great yogin rest easy and aimlessly. That dualangina mutune, young sungochi sungina. The coming in the Nyingpo de Rinpoche, this sungive. Loss.
Joda Tulku, Ngedon, Ngedon Pulwanes, Ngedon Ngedon Jap Kundu Jap Kundu Tenji
Pachik?
Pachik Ye, Jap Kundu Tenji Pachik Ye. Ne Yang Tak Batana Mogum Che Chu Dami Namni Nina Jam Lao Rimba Ninja Sankai Shuk Sangsik Debu Tikpala Dome Je Hingham Petam Him Sedam Yang inside.
No.
Lara Tamchi Jay Tindu Shi Two Tadon Chanchum Hingbu Par Two Station Zibe Zibe Meton Wat Song Duty Daju member show Song Duty Daju member show that Teredo.
The next song on page 147 is a song that was written by a Tulku of Chodrak Monastery called Ngedon Nyingpo and offered to Terchen Barway Dorje, and then Terchen Barway Dorje's response is also given. Single Father, kind Lord, all refuges embodied. I have meditated through imagination on the authentic meaning. This expression, meditated through imagination, is a kind of, in this case, it's a self-deprecating term, meaning I haven't actually understood it. I've just sort of been pretending to or hoping to. I have kept Dharma, twofold selflessness, in my heart. I've entered the passage of the path, the two stages, generation and completion. I wonder if I haven't gained irreversible confidence in the great secret, the vehicle of fruition. I know that all this is through your kindness, Lord. From now until awakening, never stop gazing upon me with great love. Please ripen me with the amrita of your speech.
Oh, that's the Laya.
Digi Len. Nyung
No.
do.
She should be Jay. Shuling Pavala. Put loss at the Controla. Look in the Jipumbo. Yeme Chang. Chenangi charging Docento. Take Yenang Tombai. Report Tony around Sunday. No me no. The Shavale Benjason Tabu Slago Gum on the La Shimba Messiawat Rari Ransar Yango Jong the Chokun Chogi Jehanbo Gum Gonsin the Hindu Depan Sal, she song sauce.
In reply, the Lord Barway Dorje wrote, "My son, you intelligent, supreme Nirmanakaya, your body is nothing more than an aggregate to which you cling. Analyze its parts down to subtle particles. When analyzed, it is seen to be empty. Your awareness is emptiness itself. Its display is unreal appearances. Meditate on them as the rainbow-like body of a deity. Be without great fixation on reality. Cultivate the nature of self-illuminating self-awareness. I offer this to the eyes of this supreme Nirmanakaya. Please be persistent and courageous in meditation." So now, please ask questions.
Yeah.
Not you. Really?
Did Guru Rinpoche or Nupten Sanjay Yeshe bury the Barway Dorje Terma?
You mean who concealed it?
Yes.
That the Terchen Tumba Terka Mongchawa Guru ke be sonwa redam Nupchen ke be sonwa redam Nika ke ta kandrado.
Ta tele yonzo te guru ge kala tene be ya ba chi ma do che ge nu sen da ye shen sa ja ge kala tene be ya ba yo ma res
Losa.
en da ya pen na ta guru sin yo la ka ma fe kam da wo yen na guru ba chi khone ga yo yo ba de ye shen sa ja ya yo yo ba de nu sen yo yo ba de ta khon na ba sama kam mo ke gon ta be ba se ko ba tene te ye la tene ma che yo te tanda yin sa ja ta na phen ge te ye ngo de phe ge ki cha le te pe hu chen mo na ya wa de.
Well, in the case of those termas that were concealed while Guru Rinpoche was still in Tibet, before he went to Chamaradvipa, then it's likely that he sort of had a hands-on role in the concealment. But in any case, whether they were physically concealed by Guru Rinpoche himself or by Yeshe Tsojal or Nupchen Sanjay Yeshe, it was done at Guru Rinpoche's behest and under his supervision. We can say that the termas that were concealed after Guru Rinpoche left Tibet for Chamaradvipa were physically concealed according to his prior instructions by either Yeshe Tsojal or Nupchen Sanjay Yeshe.
Thank you, Rinpoche. My question is, to what extent should we manipulate our dreams? For example, assuming that we can grasp the lucidity of dreams and actively do what we will in a lucid dream. My particular experience is I can grasp the lucid dreaming, and then there's a point where all begins to melt into light, and I've played around, just fooling around kind of. I can stop that process and then go back into the dream. But when I let it just melt to light, I wake up or I'm just knocked out. Mm-hmm. So to what extent should one manipulate their dreams?
That milam zongdo de milam la joka tongju de kandago gudo. Pena konge nyamno la samsam milam zongido. Milam ngoshe gudo. Milam ngoshe do. Milam de ko kaya mazona milam ke rang yal do gres. Rang yal do sawena yana ni segre. Yana ni topola de ramba shogre. Yana korange milam zondo de milam de mayalwa ke tapshe zona milam mutune zong togres de kandago.
Milam de tangone tane kane nang do chitang lo so tela chudo dogan ke kap chudo ke kap rana milam thibe ke lo so yo de do Malam Soto Kazaka TV looks so yard at the Kane.
Zordo Sompake looks so yore. Pena Namchu Upa ke Zogrem check the Melam Zoma Dang Palwala Sopa yore. The Tomo Najen ke Hachang Dampo Nangamendo. Chedon so Chudruk and Mixer ke Melam Zongwe ke Mikpa Yopa Detso, Lama Nampa ke Kasaka Sungamare. Mato Melam Zonken de Yensa do the Melam la Joka Tongchu dan Detso ke the Tomong the Tets Shaggy or
Tamalam de Chonang was singing your studies. Singing your studies thing in the thing touching one Malam Shinking, Lama Kundini. Yukata was jam, takes a slap, Yabo in the days. Mato Jig, Sosik, now I can't shun, Dabo Jig Zoina, Kagasa, the Levi on Hamos.
Well, Rinpoche said that since it appears that you have established a basis of lucid dreaming, the next step would be for you to go to a lama who is skilled in dream yoga and get their specific guidance on what to do next.
I heard Chudruk, like the 6 dharmas of Naropa.
Well, Rinpoche asked me if it's considered permissible to even talk about this in a public teaching. And I said that unlike the other dharmas of Naropa and Niguma, they're a little less stringent about the command seal regarding dreaming. For example, there's a dream yoga as part of the Amitabha cycle and so on. But I think that it's still something that is usually taught one-to-one.
I understand. Thank you.
So I will ask one by one. I've got a lot of questions from online, so I'm not going to hog. I'll do one, let it go out, come back.
Okay.
So I'll go by what I received first
Okay.
and go from there. So here, and the first 2 are from yesterday.
Okay.
And now, wait. The question. So should one try ejection? Now this is when you die. Should one try ejection or wait to see if one can recognize the nature of mind? He goes into an explanation. So the person who's asking is, I had a death at rehearsal for which I was unprepared about 25 years ago. I was in a vehicle number 5 in 25 vehicle crash during a whiteout north of Halifax. The event and its impact is partially described in an attached newspaper article. He sent the article and photo of the hospital discharge summary. Just that it was serious. He was very seriously injured. Fortunately for me, my wife provided me with bedside strategy in the intensive care unit of the Victoria General Hospital in Halifax. She instructed me, or more accurately, unresponsive me, to turn to my teacher, long deceased Trungpa Rinpoche, which I did, since although I could not see, speak, or move, I could hear, and extending out into the loneliness of oblivion, something seemed to come to me. Since Bardor Rinpoche is my current teacher, and I'm likely to die soon, I wonder if there's anything Bardor Rinpoche could say about how an unrealized person like myself could best handle such a situation of acute impending probable death, possibly with reliance on ejection, possibly with reliance on recognition, possibly with reliance on supplication.
Okay. So the actual question was what came at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Da loju ringpo zando kong halam lo nishu tsanga ngala ko de gadri dabne dene masun mashitsam yuring nesam. Di trewa ngoma de da sanyi shido de tap kango gudo powa jona yagare dam de semji nelok chongwa tsam chona yagare kango gudo.
Tatela one Tanning Soto Pova Yapo Young Sarva Povegi Mikbatunda Yapo Shinge Teni Soso La Trebayoba, Daniel Potop Samadam, Dingi Yoba. Kanyong Yanjong, read the Bamaimba. Then they Ganana Jamba Yaboyu. Then they have Yon Yabore, that Soto Tenezo, Nazo to the Yu, Sabatawina. Then they Hoajan and Tickets. Then I'm Hoat the Lagona Tanegi to sort the Manjoa the Gogdays. Oh, Mare Kona Poina. One egg and pot to Kenya, Shivik, Kona Sebek in nearby use in somebody's. Then the castle Poat the Hajang, Legata Masona, one egg about top the mato, then he dagi the Mashuchimo, Mateo Dawina, Yaboris. Poat Cola. Tobaina, Matabaina. Sela Maselanda, what you let that like a Matena Boris. That Yashote, didn't on a tanegi. Sozuki Tavalama, Kanyamate. Then it Jadola Gomni, Hoba Meta, Yemepa. Gomni, then it Tella Anne, Yandola. Then it Semke, Megbatain, Sozuki, Nampia Kata, Indigan, Gorchiganana, so on. Then the Nampia, the Yandola, Tokala. Then they could have power in some back in the head that was in the summer town, you know. That Sam take it all that net to buy, you know. That let her go to engine. That day, not that's also so take on that social that her leg is. Only Kade, they got the tomato, Kanda social that her leg in the mato chicken, and some not that day. Yakunda would eat in those.
If you have been trained in the ejection of consciousness and have practiced it to the point where you have gained proficiency and are therefore confident that you will be able to eject your consciousness at the time of death, then that is the best means. However, you should not eject your consciousness before you're really dying, or it's suicide. And also, you really need to undergo the training and receive precise instructions in order to employ it as a means at the time of death. However, Rinpoche said, I think that the best thing it would be when you're dying to imagine your root guru, whoever that is, above your head in the form of Amitabha, and to repeatedly eject your consciousness in the form of a sphere of white light into his heart, as described in one of the songs taught yesterday morning. This appears to be the easiest form of ejection, especially for those not specifically trained in it, to employ at the time of death. But again, in answering this question, I need to say that the answer would be different for different people, because the individuals differ in their backgrounds and their skill sets and so forth.
And then I'll take it back again.
Yes.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Rinpoche, sometimes I have moments of realization and confidence. More often I have moments of bewilderment and confusion. So when those moments come, I say mantra and I pray. Most of the time I say a prayer to you. And then I find that the cloud of confusion is lifted. But sometimes I'm confused as to how to pray to you, since you have so many incarnations, so many names. In my heart, I think of you as Sanjay Barway, Terchen Barway Dorje, Bardor Tulku Rinpoche. So if you can give me suggestion, I would be appreciative.
You mean what to call him or how to think of him? Both. Da ko samsam de nyamto zambo yose. Then it samsam de tropa shuk chimbo yose. Tropa shuk chimbo long do korange de zo de Rinpoche la sowa dabgi yores. In sowa dabe kaso kalajig do sen mangda dang. Dene kutreng mangda ne dene de shuya ke sen dang dene de zo de yabo shege mese.
다 나라니까 강해 요리
Lasa.
다 저랑 강해 요리 근데 오늘 다네게 나 맹망탄 맹칸델이야 근데 소아만 잡고 한 먹었네 근데 때다 다 냠도 다본 바다 전에야 근데 때니 바다야 담은 차네 근데 차되게 요리 당하이나 맨 담은데 버니까 다 가를 한 먹었지
The rangi tsende. That's all.
너무 쉬운다. 내가 담다 렌도 건 하고 오면
We share this problem. Your problem is that because I have too many names, you don't know what to call me. And my problem is that because I have too many names, I can't even remember half of them. That's a joke. Yeah.
So, referring to yesterday's two songs concerning dying, if a practitioner develops dementia or Alzheimer's, will they still be able to recognize those stages of dying? Also, will we still be able to recall our guru?
What's the difference between dementia and dementia? Did you say dementia?
Dementia. Are you having fun?
Yes. That Alzheimer's la so pa ke chu so ma ke natsa mombo yo re. De chopa che la de mashi gon ne de chu so na de ne kandra de timrim ngo shege re bes.
파치당게 큐소마 tani masarwa ango masawanda wa yenaya ngonegi phadu kapsela tani tande ke namshele junjur tani sa yoris sungro yoris te yende kapsela ngone ge chomendos
While the person is still alive, they will be affected by their dementia. But once they're in the Bardor, because dementia is actually a physical condition, once they're separated from their body and in the Bardor, their mind will be much clearer than even an undemented, a mind without dementia is now, so it won't be a problem.
Actually, that's what I told my sister, because the cancer went to her brain.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hello. My question, I'm going to have to mix two teachings, which is, I know, not good, but I started doing the chode practice here in the evenings, and we do an ejection, and I got a transmission, but I didn't get the formal teaching. I'm reading the book. So how similar is the ejection that's in the chode to the poa, and is reading the book enough instruction?
Which book?
The transcript of the teaching that Lama
The Lama
Tato
Tato gave?
Yeah.
In a chu zopa those kon legiore, the long top song, the tree makes out tom and the Lama ge sompa ge Lama Tato sompa ge chidep de tagios. Chidonzo the chu kapso poa gomjoyores. Chu kapso poa gomjo dang. The poa gela jangwa ge poa gomjo ge chepa kareo.
자 포와이 맞지 원만
Lasa.
저와
Lo.
저거 포와이나 한다
Plus.
Jankata, Bag, Poa, Pam, Poa, thing it's in the Bondua. Kari in Ayata, Chipari in Ayata, make Banda with it in it. Certainly on the Hakoma was.
Well,
Sanyata, Lamatata, Ya Peps on the Tina, Yaponis.
the practice of ejection is the same, whether it's done in the context of a severance practice or as a separate practice on its own. So there's no essential difference. But there may be aspects to the visualization that you would be wise to ask Lama Chötap to explain to you.
Thank you. This is from page 142. Could you restate the 3 gates of liberation and then elaborate on them if appropriate?
Namta gosum zawade karere. Emptiness, absence of inherent attributes, and it's called absence of aspiration, but it means nothing left to achieve.
Any elaboration?
Dezo tombani ke namta jugo dang, senma mepa ke namta jugo dang, mumba mepa namta jugo kala segi. Dona dezo ki donda karere. Rinpoche says he doesn't remember much about them.
And one more time, because you say them fast and I can't remember them.
Emptiness.
Yeah, emptiness, that one I remember.
Absence of attributes or inherent attributes.
Of attributes.
And say freedom from aspiration or transcendence of aspiration. Maybe.
Absence of?
Well, Mumba Mepa means no wishes.
So absence of wishes is
Yeah.
the third one.
Yeah, no wishes.
No wishes.
No attributes, no wishes, and emptiness.
Okay. Any place to read more about this, or?
The sutras.
The sutras. Okay. Thank you.
By the Buddha.
Yes.
He wrote a lot about it. Well, he didn't write it, but. Okay. That's all. So the take Pachenpoke, Pachinge, yeah, basically these are most taught in the intermediate Dharma chakra. So the Prajna Paramita Sutras. Prajna Paramita Sutras. Okay.
Yeah. Rinpoche, could you talk about the distinction between consciousness, awareness, and mind?
Sim dang, namshe dang. Which kind of awareness?
Not to get in the weeds, and I know that there's...
Well, there are 3 types of awareness. There's ordinary awareness, there's meditative awareness, and there's pure awareness.
Yeah,
To use Mingyur Rinpoche's
I think
terminology.
my confusion is that I feel like these terms are used
Stipulatively.
so interchangeably
Okay.
that I'm just looking for clarity in the most practical sense.
Sim dang, namba shepa dang, drenshe dang, rikpa, detsoge chepa karere. Chikpa mare, sem dang rikpa yene kakare. Sem dang rikpa kakamena dene jamba shenyenge chawzun mompola. They're all different. And some of them can be used interchangeably, though. So you have to go by context. For example, the word that is used in Tibetan primarily to indicate pure awareness, rikpa or vidya, can also mean intelligence in the colloquial sense. Like we say someone rikpa salpo, they have a clear awareness. That just means they're smart. So the contexts are different. Similarly, the word mind, sem implies, because it's related to some or think, it implies the thinking mind, so the deluded mind. And so sometimes Sem and Rigpa are differentiated. But sometimes the Sem mind is used to mean Rigpa, in which case it's usually called Semni, the mind itself. Namba Shepa, which gets translated consciousness, indicates a deluded consciousness or an afflicted consciousness. Shepa, cognition, which can also be translated awareness, is a neutral term that can indicate either a deluded or undiluted cognition. To make it more complex, though, in case this isn't complex enough, the Tibetans translated Shepa in two different ways into Tibetan based upon context. When it's neutral, they translated it as, because it's jnana in Sanskrit, jnana. And they translated it when it's neutral as Shepa, and when it's a positive or as Yeshe. But the Ye was added by the Tibetan translators to clarify the intended meaning. So, in other words, there are distinctions made within the Tibetan language that were not even present in the Sanskrit.
Yeah. It's when we use it in English and say consciousness, awareness, and mind,
Yeah.
it's like we only have those. Sometimes we say like ejection of consciousness,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, what are we talking about in that sense? And then because it's like, and then we talk about nature of mind.
In that context, they're the same.
Yeah. There's lots of nuance. Like there's.
Yes, and it's contextual. And
Yes,
the
that's
big
what,
thing
that's
is
what I
to
mean. Yes, it's
keep in mind
highly
the
contextual.
context.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
This is just a quick question. I'm looking for some clarification of the Dharmakaya Poa. Is that the kind that Dharma Dode, Marpa's son, employed when he took his consciousness and put it into a pigeon?
No.
That's
no,
not Dharmakaya.
That was Tongju.
Tongju.
That's not Poa. It's like Poa, but it's Tongju.
So then
That's actual transference.
Tongju.
Yeah, Tongjuk is when you take your consciousness and you put it into another body.
Huh. So what would Dharmakaya Poa then be?
Chuku Poa said, this is Nilu. Yeah, Dharmakaya Poa is just resting in your mind's nature.
It has nothing to do with like the birth process or taking birth
Well-
in a womb like consciously.
Da Chuku Poa, Yonayana Sanjeware. No, you're Buddha.
Huh?
Dharmakaya Poa is what enlightened people do.
And that comes after the Chunyi Sepa, right? The exhaustion of Dharmata, there's like the next stage, and that's
no,
where
no. You're mixing two.
Oh.
You're putting apples and oranges in the same basket here.
Oh, okay. When does the attainment of Dharmakaya Poa take place?
You mean when do you gain the ability to do it, or
dur-
when does it happen?
During the teaching yesterday, we talked about how the Dharmakaya Poa takes place. There's like 3 stages of, right? Am I confusing
I
this?
don't remember Rinpoche mentioning Dharmakaya Poa. Did we talk about Dharmakaya Poa yesterday? Yeah, I think I mentioned it.
Sambhogakaya Poa? No?
Sambhogakaya.
When you see the deities, then there's it's like there's 5 opportunities.
Oh, that's not Poa.
Oh, that's not Poa?
No. He was talking about the Bardor.
Oh, Bardor.
That
I
clear
see.
light.
I
They-
see. That's not Poa then.
Liberation in the Dharmakaya occurs when
I see.
when you recognize the fundamental clear light or the ground luminosity at the moment of death. And that is, you could call that Dharmakaya Poa in the context of Poa, but it's not Poa at all, really.
Okay.
It's just recognition.
I was confused. So those 3, could you explain those 3 stages then again? Because I'm really confused.
Chike Bardor, Chuku Dang, Chunyi Bardor, Longku Dang,
Yeah.
Sipe Bardor, Chuku Dang, Jawa Ze. Yeah, what Rinpoche did was he correlated
Yeah, that's what.
liberation in the Bardo, the final moment of the Bardo of dying, which is the ground clear light,
Right.
with liberation in the Dharmakaya. Liberation in the Bardo of Dharmata as liberation in the Sambhogakaya. and liberation in the Bardor of becoming as liberation as Nirmanakaya.
And so that would be before you enter the womb, or is becoming once you've entered the womb?
No, becoming ends with entry in the womb. Then you're in the Bardor of birth and death.
I see. All right. So that clarified confusion. Thank you.
Naomi?
Okay, so this question seems to go back to a question you said before, but I'm not sure if it's your question, Jeff. What does, and I think he means Tinley Lodrun, Time Lodrun, mean when he's saying on page 141, allowing whatever appears as an external object to liberate itself?
Well, I'll have to find it in the Tibetan.
Also,
Good luck, someone. Oh, okay. 제 kapsu gyame Loden ge chi yil chenang ge chi shar shadro do tongwe sompa ge kapsu de chi yil shadro do tongwa kanla se ge na
che yu jin
chenang
che yu jin nang chi shadow se ka sa che yu ge nam ba te hora sha yu ma ka sa sha wa tang ta to wa shadow to tang se de ka sa to wa se na ta te la se sha ma yu ba
lo so
hora one sha wa tam re ma to che ge thon da chi dan de gen de ma ta wan da wa che da so ma
lo so. Well, let it. Actually, I don't know why it said liberate itself, because it actually says to be liberated upon arising in the Tibetan. So it's allowing whatever appears as an external object to be liberated as it arises. Basically, what he's describing is a being without fixation on a self. And in the absence of fixation on a self, there's no fixation on the apparent reality of appearances. And therefore, because there's no clinging to them, they are free of themselves, because they're only unfree, so to speak, when we bind ourselves with them.
And now, tell back narrow para some put no imagine him betting. Shanda choosing narrow some.
Like when Tilopa said to Naropa, "My child, it is not by appearances that you are bound, but by clinging to them. Let go of clinging, Naropa." Let it.
Should I get to the next question?
Might as well.
Anyone else? I don't want to hog this. Does anyone?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Can Rinpoche teach us how to use suffering as a purification?
Dungal de dribjong de Lama ke tap control.
Top don't have to beyond some top down the Karako Sena. So let don't think it the younger days. That around some call don't have Gyamtso Sena. Ranking Koran, Koran, and call don't have Gyamtso Sena, Sanjay Song Yodi. Tay in the castle and call and Della Jet Sun is on the Tajan Tommy Person. Kandechi Yimbayana Yam. That don't never turn you money. And I don't have the la some of the don't have the social young castle, ya, Tanga Kerula, the neg don't have Chongo, Kadena, not Kiru to hunt in the Yongo, Kadena, Madame Mato Yandal, and the you can stand the name and do some other social gaggy, check, some dog with any number of show chamber corner. Don't have tell ya check cancer of a dopata what you begin to hit out what you yasona. Thing don't have young yoba tell a 10 begitan, there was Zambo Kaya, check you never days. That don't have joy in attack koala jewari. Koala jet, such a capsule, koala don't have Gyamtso. Ranking Tommy Pastum and that of don't have the Koran. Ta year the year Yimbari. Tay in the capsule that having an alna donga carry, year but take. Then that Kora same year Tom Chick, that some big donga can let you over in I am. That take it donga some kid, net to hunt in Anandoa show. Then it there some kid that donga the tower show. Don't hand me but there was the Denver show some but that we same me party just chimboches over enough. Take a son of top of 10, part of the same yet from the line, Pengadella, Rank at the heart and yet carry about the Tomjete, Yopa tired pengraves. Don't when you go on this. Then you take a toilet to June the Latin singing, God dashing can you not tell the children about us.
Well, the first thing about suffering is that it is inevitable. The reason why the Buddha referred to samsara as an ocean of suffering is that it's impossible to go through your entire life from birth to death without ever experiencing the suffering. The issue we face is how we think about our suffering. One way that people often think about suffering is, why is this happening to me? Why am I only I suffering in this way? When we think in that way about suffering, we make it worse. The suffering is pointless, we're still suffering, and in addition, we've added a whole level of misery on top of the suffering. And this misery is not inevitable. It's not something that we have to experience. If you think this suffering is normal, it's part of samsara, It's not a surprise, and it's not a big deal. And especially if you make the aspiration, may my experience of this suffering take the place of anyone else ever having to experience this type of suffering. May all of the similar sufferings of others be gathered into mine, and may only I experience it. It will cause suffering not only to be purification, but also to be a basis for your ability to help others. And what you've done in that case is you've transformed the inevitable unpleasantness of suffering into a positive thing, a useful thing. And that is also conducive to ending the circumstances which cause suffering. Ideally, you would want to supplement this with some type of formal purification practice as well.
Should I just
Sure.
carry on?
Yeah.
The second of the three gates of liberation was listed as absence of future hope. Would that also include an absence of fear for what the future might hold? How is that achieved?
Memba mepa de nanda gosung ge nane je zombani dang senyi mepa la sopa de memba mepa kanga segiwa. Memba mepa ngone ke de chidon sa memba yopa ngaso la janju semlo monsam ne dona ngaso ke yopa chi ko ko mata memba mepa de nanda ge go sombe ko sa kanga segiwa.
Mamba mepa segala.
Nanda ji go chi ke sen donda mi she.
Kana yang tani mixi ke tan tande je top go sambe kan do shin me wanda wo tele so mendo. Inside mato tes sarbo ngala mendo.
Well, it obviously doesn't mean absence of aspiration in the usual sense, because we're encouraged to have aspirations. It probably means freedom from ambition, freedom from desire, freedom from craving.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Could Rinpoche please explain the line on page 143? The future mind is uncertain, free of cessation. Is it free of cessation simply because it has not arisen, or is there more to it?
I'm looking at page 143, and I don't see a lion anywhere. Sorry. That did sound like that. Who's that? That's Padma Loden. Okay. Tanaka did it. Oh, okay, it's his answer. It's Terchen Barway Dorje's answer to the song. Oh, okay. The song of the Terchen Maumba ge sem she nime junje dan dralo se junje dan drawa ge jutsen Maumba ge sem de junje mepa ge jutsen karere.
Mao sem me nime yunji tar song no
Lare.
ta Mao sem sengente penna tandang aran su ge lunde la sem yobari lunde tandro ke kapsala sem tongbati ranking ge sem ne leji jesundang sem ranking ge negi jesundo yorwa
Lasso.
sem mato ge sem khol yun chen do ya yomarwa
Lasso.
sa tere no
Lasso. The future mind is free of cessation because it doesn't end, Rinpoche said. So, for example, we often assume that because we're used to our mind being dependent on our bodies, that the mind will end or cease to exist at death, but it doesn't. It never ceases.
Now, I said I'd give this, but there's another question from somebody else on page 147. So,
You said you do what?
no, I was going to give this to somebody
Oh.
else, but there's
All right.
another question here from page 147. So maybe
Okay.
I'll just ask it. Well, you've got one more question. What does Barway Dorje mean on page 147 when he says, when you master emanation and transformation in the waking state?
That's not on 147. That's on a different page. I'm
Well,
looking at what, and there's nothing about emanation and transformation on page 147.
all right, well then,
They must be talking about another song. And maybe it's
right.
137. Yeah, it's 137.
okay.
When you master emanation and transformation in the waking state. So what does that phrase mean? To
Yeah.
master emanation?
That seems what he asked.
Sebe kapsa the Terchen Barway Sebe kapsa trujurla wangwa yana milam de lelabe yore sungadu. Sebe kapsa trujur kanla seke yore.
ya ni fe yong kap
Ni doni Nyingpo kapsa milam mayimpa ke trujur kanla seke yore.
se pu kap su ke to jo de
Lare. When a milam get troja de Damanda Momboyo Sigurd de troja de Nyingpo kapsa kandayor.
ni mu ka su ke to jo te ta sam no ni ma to ta ya sha ma do wa
La
che de che ta ge ni mu ke cha wa thong je na to jo se no song wa yin na ka chi
lasa.
ka se te me ba yin na ngo ne ge lo ge ko no zun cho ten thong ge na wa ji song wa yin na
Lasa.
ten de ha mo to da nge
Well, Basically, the mastery of emanation and transformation in the waking state would have to indicate miraculous abilities.
So this is kind of embarrassing and personal, but last night I was thinking a lot about Sungzin, subject and object division, and I know that I am voluntarily setting that up all the time. I know that I make that distinction, and then I know it also brings like a lot of suffering and confusion for myself and others, and so I obviously don't want to do that. But when I think about letting that distinction go, it's very scary, and I feel fear. To give an analogy, it's almost like I'm struggling, drowning in the ocean, and if I let that distinction go, that I'll just drown into nothingness. So
Zongwadan Zimbala Samlo Tonda Ngone de Korange Zongwadan Zimba Zoyopa Sopotongius. Ranjinje Madropa de Sopotongius. Yenang Tragitus. Kala Trasena Zungzin Mesona Halam de Gyamtso and the Jingwa Dawa ke Sonang Dawa. Jitak Sonang. Zungzin Mena?
Kind of nothing.
Mishi?
There. Taking a subway at Ahako, such as Omaki, your non then big something around to call a tot there to capture that thing and to someone like your kind of one is. That day, Kova Toma map and Tama Tandal talk about the Meva so dumb in the was. Pache, Chanakerola, Meva of Marina, Bongarang, and the Tangan those. The Namdat and the Check over Gyamtso Davo. Kova say, Dobo Donat, then Davo Yova Davo thing and Tonga Mendus. The Missing Charanke, Samnuki, Cheson Davo days, Mato Saja John Mayon was kind of John Mandis.
Well, we all experience what we take to be external objects and a subjective mind. And these are part of samsara. So it's not that easy to get rid of them. It's not something we can just turn off. So the fear is unnecessary and largely irrelevant.
oh my God, I can't do it if I
Because
wanted to.
yeah, and but the reason for the fear, Rinpoche said, must be some kind of attitude you have about what it would be like
Yeah.
to let go.
So what is it like, Rinpoche?
Zungze mena tsonang kandado.
Zonzi Mana Sona Chibondo.
Fun. Yeah.
So, when I'm looking at my mind, I've recently noticed that there's this very subtle, really quick rejection of thoughts because it's a display, right? And it's not like my real life where I'm putting names to things. So I attempt to slow it down because I feel that rejection.
You mean you are rejecting your thoughts?
I'm rejecting the thought, but it's taken me a while to actually realize that it's so fast that I'm actually even doing it. So, and I don't think this is the correct thing to do, which because of some of the instruction that was just given, that if I catch it fast enough, I can go back to that thought, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. So then I don't know how to set.
So this only happens when you're meditating?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think that's right. But I also, and I know you're supposed to look at the nature of the thought, but there is this process of rejecting these thoughts on a very subtle level, and I feel like it would, rather than have that, I don't know how to stop that process, or do I even address it at all?
Kong gom jabdo the namdo gato is. Orang the shine da hako song the ngomane the god rogere the hako maso. Tata the morang gom jabdo namto nyengamare namto the nengido gagido. De ma yoma ke tapse kanro gudo.
Namto te magana yaburis.
Losa.
Namto te pena ta kona gam jabe ke kausala. Sanje kozo ndawachila mibate wayana.
Losa.
Ta tege kona kozo tela indende chene mibate ne tene ko chechonda ko yahinda ko ge puka chechonda wotende samno kaya gog maris.
Losa.
Ena yan tege ngana kase ne to banda bochi chene de ya kase namdo shala shawayana. Chiatola sol tembeg zone tingola ne to bazone tende ci yana pajete sia bomendo namdo te ne biawaina ti sona yungu yujiri.
The suppression of thought or the rejection of thought that you're describing is, you're correct, it's not what we're trying to do. Rinpoche said the best thing might be for you to meditate by looking at an image of the Buddha, and which gives you an anchor, it gives you a focus. And then, of course, what will happen or may happen is you'll have thoughts about the image, whether it's good or bad, its size, it's what it's made of, and so on. So train yourself not to indulge those thoughts, but don't give yourself the room just to remain aware of the image, and only alter what your mind is doing if you become distracted from it and lose sight of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namdo ngo chuko sumbaji. Jenga mai jenga charwala sen songa baris. Tayende namdo zange kare shawayana ya. Te dugya khaya maris. Te chuko gendang res. Tayende kasana namdo kare shawayana ya. Ta tege namdo tela zambat ta humlo res. Namdo zange kare shana ya. Tangbuke namdo tege ngola tande namdo yapo rendu sambekin doshek mazonwa. The namdo dogya rendu sambekin doshek mazonwa la. Kedik tangbola kare shaywa tege ngala montu ne top de bayena tene maga roban chawase tatela kaya yamane.
As it says in our lineage prayer, the nature of thoughts is dharmakaya, which means that thoughts in and of themselves are not a problem. The problem that we have with thoughts is that we hold on to them. It's holding on to thoughts that causes all our problems. When the thought first arises, regardless of whether it's what we would think of as a good or a bad thought, it doesn't do anything. It just arises and disappears. When we hold on to thoughts, and rejecting thoughts is another way of holding on to them, we give them power that they don't need to have. If you let thoughts be, then they, as the lineage prayer also says, they become an unceasing play.
Thank you.
Sorry. here. Emptiness and devoid of inherent attributes means different things in the context of three gates. That's the question. Is it different?
Yeah. Zenyi mebe ge nanto jigo dang tongpa ni nanto jigo de chepa yore. Shi tongpa ni lam zenyi mebe ribu momba mebe sung Yeah, basically the way the three gates of liberation fit together is that emptiness is the ground, absence of inherent attributes is the path, and absence of aspiration is the fruition. So they are distinct.
Whoa. Sorry, hold on. Yes, all right. Shall I go to the next one?
Sure.
Yesterday when Rinpoche was teaching, I heard him say, when thought arises, look to the mind itself. As well, he said, movement of mind does not obstruct rest without alteration. I wonder if he would speak more on either of those statements.
Kasong song song. That the namto shado sem koran la tas. The namto la mata the sem la tas song pa yang namto shawa namto jua de sem tajula nogimare song. The namto jua de sem la tajula menopa ge jutsen karere.
Ate ngana namto sene sud yobanda wati sam de yor mato namto de kona sha yongsa te sem de shanken te sem de te indo ka so ngone ta koro marik palate ne ni yobanda wati la ta tondo kora sam do yor mato chege tondo daja taji travanda bore ngone tane kora ta sene labe yore te ngone che yola tene ya thamati tongpa da yi sembe chonton da namto da boti re te yore na sen sotte yoma yena ya semte kora luge gonju pasam khalate yona ya semte senken de ela tando senken te tawani she yona yomare te yendo kapsala teni ko tongpa yi re
We think that thoughts are separate from the mind that thinks them. We think that they are something that the mind does, but not what the mind is. But thoughts can only arise in a mind, and in fact, they are the mind in which they arise. Even when we say thoughts arise in the mind, it sounds like we're talking about two different things, but we're not. Thoughts are the mind. The whole reason why we differentiate between thoughts and mind is because of ignorance. Like all dualities, it's a symptom of ignorance. In fact, even when we say things like look at your mind or let your mind look at itself, this language is dualistic and somewhat misleading because a thing cannot look at itself. But there's no mind to be looked at other than the mind that is looking at it. But there's nothing to be looked at anyway, because when you look for your mind, from the tips of your hair down to the soles of your feet, regardless of how long and how carefully you search for it, you'll never find anything because the mind is empty. But nevertheless, we use this dualistic term, look at the mind.
now I've got many threads here, and I'm very confused.
Well, hopefully I can make you more confused.
I think there is one more question. Is anyone here having a question? Good.
Yeah.
While I'm trying to look
Yeah.
for this.
Thank you, Rinpoche. So I've had root guru explained to me a few times, but still not making sense. Could Rinpoche explain it to me, please? Thank you.
Zawe Lama seba de mombo gosong de Zawe Lama kanla sekyo.
Ta Chitange Savalama Sekente, Ta Chu Yun Ringbo, Dunking, Kansa China. Then Tella Kona Talama Tenyo Capsula, Sosuke, then Talamande, then and the Santo, dig it one at that. The Pato Sumna, Sosoleta, Jatang, one to Chubachi Zona, Zoto Sando, Takona Sugar, ten Lam Carret, and a ten to Sando, some big Sosuke, Yeshe, Jawa, Tella, Lama, and Jatangi, Savic Soyori, Minda, what it in each one is. Terry Mato Chicken, Satap Lama, Jaju, Semtop Lama, Chicks, and I said, oh, Yori. Satank Lama Mambo, Tenyo Capsula, on a rang, same with Nello Kanyam, but one the not drinking Tella, Teni, Kona, Tav Lama Sene, Seto Yori, Tati Chugiri, Chugitoneri, you think Tangaran Tony, get a shaggy, not a gigging get on that worry. Ta kona lama take it to the chumang shake yori. Ta shiver guitar yago. They in the castle that take it sugar nelunda water. Ta kari shake yoga the soul again the lata. Lama sola tea on the gigging in the water lata. Kona lama send
When someone practices Dharma for a long time, eventually they realize that one or another of their teachers is suitable to be their primary spiritual teacher. And this typically involves that person's confidence that, oh, this person can actually protect me in this life, in the Bardor, and in future lives. And when you give rise to that level of confidence in a teacher, then you are viewing them as your root or fundamental main guru. You might have many teachers. There is a saying that one may have 100 lamas who have achieved the levels, but there will be only one who shows you your mind. So it's not the case that the root guru is the root guru because they spiritually outrank all your other teachers. It's because you have gained the confidence that they have or can or will show you your mind's nature and thereby protect you on an ultimate level. In a mundane sense, it's a relationship between teacher and student. So the student looks to the teacher as a source of Dharma. And this means that the teacher, the root guru, must be qualified. They must be able to teach and care for their students.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
You don't want to? It's a part 2? We haven't had part 1.
Yes, the part 1 was, no, that was, when thoughts arise looking at your mind itself.
Okay.
So the part. Is it then the case that the quality of thought can reveal kleshas and obscurations in the ordinary being? And that's the second part of. I wonder if you would speak more on either these statements. The movement of the mind does not obstruct rest without alteration.
다 소소 제wo 내가서 소소게 남토 라테네 소소게 녀몽 제정당 레장엔 하고 토그레 소소게 남토 그 자주
됐다. 하고 그래 봐.
하고 그래.
하고 그래 봐. 소소도 넘고 가센도 소소 함하고 나한테 가오지.
Yeah, if you're aware of your own thoughts, then the content of your thoughts will clearly indicate the strength of your kleshas. And if you weren't aware of your thoughts to that degree, that would be a problem.
So just with everyone saying thank you, so they would offer their gratitude and they really appreciate answering your questions.
Okay.
No, that. Shidagi tuji chesi na lalu chesi.
Lasa.
Tene tewa kaa mategi yawa tene do. Te tangwa la shidagi. Ndela yungkin nambegi tewa tang. Tene pene so te yungkin ki. Tene tewa nankin tangwa la shidagi tuji chesi na shugin.
And Rinpoche said, and I in turn want to thank everyone for your questions, both those of you here who asked questions and the people who are watching online who asked questions. They were very good, and thank you.
Tene tanga ranso jitangi ta chu nyamne senken de zo yongwe ke kapsula je lo re de ni de zo wandawo dawa re de ni de zo wandawo shapo re de ni de zo wandawo ke te le habo jogwa chek la ya cha sama de ha ko no wandawo tende te ta mare te chu senken de ngone ta ne ge jitangi jikten la kale khade do ngaran so ga ha ko kare ta tele ngone ta ne jikten dele pharo de chembe ga lam yang ta be ge tambe chu te la ta tele jang ta kale chewa chre kale chewa chi rete devo ta den ba chre ton jikten de ge chaja khase chi ngaran so ge zeba yena ne zong de hama shebe ge Bardor lan jikten ge chaja khase je zo thomna ta khona thige kapsala ta sen nyanda da te yovanda bo yongre ma to cheke tene chibe ge temonda bo re maung palata khaya tenjo meba so ke lunga yi song ge gede ge chawa khare che yona te ge jes ta semten roya re ma to tele los chiba khaya ta khona ata ring top de yo a meten del chabar chembo so yo sambanda bu ki che ta semna Trova Jego, similar things, yoga, this combo yoris, cut this calicaporis. That chose Sankatena on a tonic, Yechik in Yamne, Juzo, Matabayana. They said that Demba, Senny that Demba Juzo Tobayana, Yen Kaya met the Penatan, the Tatending Alaya Mount Palaya, that Koran, that part of the Dovek capsule attending. Korea yo sen ta kona sam tang to ba ji de ji yong ge yo re te yin do ka so la ta nyam ne nang kin so ne na ya ra cho la so yo nang kin nam ba yin na ya ro te ne te cho la ton han yo kin so yin na ya ro te ta ren ba sum da bo chen do te yin do ton han yo kin nam ban da bo ji yin na ya ngone ge yum sen da den ba re en do Tatrin Kata Kabaka Modern Ragio Mari Choke Tepte Tene Mambo Jata Mambo Joria Yoris Te in the Capsula Tamshek and Nani Chanta Jor Tagba Junkin Yapotende Joria Banda Botendela Choke Nesto Zeki and Atene Kora Charansola Yontin Yawari, Yontin Teletin, Churti Yabori, Mendo Davote, Le Lavol Hako Tubris, Jenny, Chetangita, Yamlin Nankin Davojina, Tine Soso, Takare, Totup, and Davochita, no Tom Natini, Yaboshadaris, Tamisig, Yamlin Nankin Davojina. Taring Tom Mambolang and answer your is, Zamzan Toto Yori, Zamzan to Union Toto your Mari. The Kantar Kan Yena Mena Yantini Ta Tepata, Mugu thinking the Yova Yena, then the Sanje, the Chanjo Simba thinking Telashida, Taring Bore or Mari, Tag Kate, someone that did the Tanre or Mari. Tendo tate bacana penho conheio se na tambe no dolores tá me sei que tá só que la sola te baina ya jene se da domata tá te na yin tá chive que lata tro que lata tá chima tro que lata so ba sola te baina ya tá só que samo tansa tondola lata lama tondola samo tawata me sei que tem goron bochinda bochina tungi Nyingpo Gap Davondella, Tanyan the two Jogdo, then SMJ Jella Zek. Young will take you to the also Dumbling del Peguios and Telechen and so on. Tay in the capsule, that's also Nasa Chenchan Davo, Lakatan Regmenting Davo, Mexicatan, Yamnes on King Davo China, Yamne Nela, Nombachi, young Motoban Davo. Tepata Mugu Gite, Tajita, Cancer of that, Chick, Twin Latin, takes Tepa Mugu, takes young Rovandavo. Tendavo Chunga, not that take a capsule, Mexican Goron Bochegi. That could have taken on them Davota, then Goron Boche, Saint Nyamban Davota. Karayana ya tondo ya po sonne teni lekal parche yo na lekal lam do wata lula nata doha ke parche yo na te thamche te tele satto batang teni mixe ke ta che la thori kendo la nyamne so ke kapsula rik ba thang ma thang da bo te pa mogu ke sal jem ba jen da bo chungwa yina te ke kapsula mixe ke te ta bo thang do la so wata malam ta ba yena then so good tabayina take it. So them honum nankin take it, Jesus and Gorumboja Peps and the in the Yori. Take it to tape, Yabo younger thing those. Telling a teta link it or la Yena Bala. Then chin up, Rebo don't have the proving it truly.
The positive changes that occur as through our practice of Dharma are not easily visible in short periods of time. We don't notice the changes day by day or month by month or necessarily even year by year. As hard as we have to work in this world to survive, we actually have to work even harder in the practice of Dharma because we are trying to do something tremendous. We are trying to transcend the world. But the difference between everything else we do and Dharma is that Dharma brings a unique result, a unique benefit. Without Dharma in our lives, we're basically just letting our minds dribble and be swept along by our karma. And we leave this life without Dharma with nothing to take with us. If we practice Dharma, we give ourselves something that we can take with us when we leave this life. very few things in our lives will actually bring us true satisfaction as we approach the end of our lives. But Dharma will. Some of you are practitioners, some of you are students of Dharma, and some of you are interested in Dharma. There are sort of 3 degrees of involvement. For those of you who are studying Dharma, you have many resources available to you now. Unlike the past, hundreds and hundreds of Dharma books have now been translated into the English language. So it is easy for those who wish to learn whatever they seek to learn. If you're a practitioner, do your best. Practice as much and as best as you can. Most of us live at some distance from one another, so there will be times when we meet and times when we don't. But remember that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are never too far away if you have faith and devotion. We have a saying about it that Padmakara, Guru Rinpoche, sleeps outside the door of those with faith. Yeah. Well, there's a funny story about the 5th Dalai Lama was very devoted to Guru Rinpoche, and one of his tutors, a real smart aleck called Drago Rabjamba, he liked it, but he kind of, he was a little more. And so he would always make fun of the Dalai Lama for his devotion to Guru Rinpoche. And so one time he came into the Dalai Lama's quarters through the window. And he was always doing stuff, and the Dalai Lama looked at him and said, What's wrong with you? Why don't you use the door like everybody else? And he said, well, I was going to use the door, but there was this weird-looking Indian yogi lying outside your door, and so I had to use the window. Regardless of which deity, peaceful or wrathful or semi-wrathful, you have faith in, your faith makes them present and never distant from you. Especially in the case of Guru Rinpoche, he is particularly active in these days of degeneracy, and has promised to actually return to this world on every 10th day of the lunar month. So when you have problems, when things aren't going your way, or you feel fluctuations in your faith and commitment, if you pray to him using the 7-line prayer or calling him by name, then he will answer your prayers. And it's especially at times when we're experiencing fluctuations or vicissitudes in our faith that this is most needed. And to conclude, I'd like to give each of you a packet of blessing pills. So, come.
Thank you. I'm not getting right one. Okay. Yeah.
Om ben rangora me mazinde om. Om ben rangora me mazinde om. Ben rangora me mazinde om. Om ben rangora me mazinde om. Ben rangora me mazinde om. Om ben rangora Om ben rangora bemazinde om. Om ben rangora bemazinde om. Ben rangora bemazinde om. Om ben rangora bemazinde om. Ben rangora bemazinde om.
Good to see you.
Om
Thank you.
ben rangora bemazinde om. Ben rangora bemazinde om. Om ben rangora bemazinde om. Ben rangora bemazinde om. Om ben rangora bemazinde om. Ben rangora bemazinde om. Om ben rangora bemazinde om. Ben rangora bemazinde om. Om ben rangora bemazinde om. Ben rangora bemazinde om. Om ben rangora bemazinde Deye damje zengbanye done nyebe rana bam Yenga naje bala roba ye sembe zole ro wa jo Deye je wogo sonam yeshe zozo de sonam yeshe Le zhong we damba gonye domba ro Sine Rinpoche ma che ba nam che jore Chenpa nyamba me ba dan gone gondo ba ro Tamje de dan den George Ngandro Tamje Dado Domba Chonjo Samba Ganda Zajomba de da Ganje Malandro Bar Anje Ringje Zden Dambe Gar Jangon Do Jam Do Do Ling Bar Amje Me Jon Rembo Song Aja Si Je Jon Dar Jambe Daji.
Thank you. Thank you.